Welcome back to another STEM video with the Boys and Girls Club at Dane County. It's Mr. Ethan, and today we're going to be doing elephant toothpaste. So for this experiment, you need a packet of active yeast, a 20-ounce soda bottle, some dish soap, and then some measuring spoons and cups, and then 3% or 6% hydrogen peroxide. So for this experiment, we're going to be talking about how chemicals break down and what results when those chemicals break down. So first, let's get started with the experiment. You're going to take a tablespoon of dish soap and put it in your bottle. Then you are going to take your hydrogen peroxide and put a half a cup of hydrogen peroxide in. I am going to use a funnel, but you can use just a measuring bowl at home. At this point, you want to swish your bottle around a little bit just to get the hydrogen peroxide and the soap mixing together. Then you want to take another empty bowl or glass and put 3 tablespoons of water in it. And then you're going to take your dry yeast packet, your active yeast packet, and pour the yeast into the 3 tablespoons of water. And make sure your water is warm as well. Once you put your yeast in the warm water, mix it around. And the warm water is going to bring that yeast alive. If you have food coloring at this point, you can put it in the bottle and mix it around, or you can drip it down the sides. So right now we have our hydrogen peroxide and a tablespoon of dish soap in this bottle, and we have a packet of dry yeast mixed with 3 tablespoons of warm water in this. So now what you're going to do is the fun part, and you want to make sure your tray is clear of any items, because we're going to have a pretty big reaction when we mix the yeast in with the hydrogen peroxide. And as you can see, we already have that reaction, and we're getting this foam that looks just like toothpaste. So now we're going to talk about why did this reaction occur. You may have noticed that your hydrogen peroxide came in a dark brown bottle. Do you know why this is? It's because hydrogen peroxide is very unstable. When exposed to heat or light, it breaks down very quickly into water and oxygen gas. So in our experiment, we sped that up by adding yeast. Yeast contains a chemical called catalase, which breaks down the hydrogen peroxide very quickly, and then we get our water, which was at the bottom after our experiment, and our oxygen gas, which mixed with all that soap and produced the bubbles and came out of the bottle very quickly. I hope you all had fun doing this experiment and finding out how hydrogen peroxide breaks down into 2 different substances. For parents, this is a great experiment to do with your kids, because the only things that are left over is those foamy soap bubbles and water. There's no chemicals that if you touch the foam, it's going to hurt your hands or anything. If you enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends and family, and I hope everybody is having a good Thanksgiving. Stay well, everyone.